99% of people are destroying their potential before they even realize it, driven by a single modern sickness, the desperate need to be seen. In a world that rewards constant noise, digital validation, and cheap attention, the average man is bleeding his energy dry. He announces his goals before he achieves them. He seeks approval from people he doesn't even respect. He reacts to every distraction, every text, and every criticism. But the ancient masters, the emperors, and the wisest minds in history knew a dark secret that society tries to hide from you. True power is not found in the noise. It is forged in the shadows.
If you feel stuck, if you feel like you are running in circles while the world passes you by, you do not need to work harder within the system. You need to break away from it. You need to disappear.
In this video, we are going to explore the blueprint of voluntary isolation, a period of strategic disappearance, often called monk mode. By the time we reach the final chapter of this video, you will understand exactly why cutting off the world for just 6 months can make you unshakable for the next 10 years.
Chapter 1. The Law of the Underground Roots.
Consider the life of a great oak tree. Before its branches ever reach toward the sky, before it can provide shade or withstand a hurricane, it spends years growing downward. In the absolute darkness of the soil, hidden from sight, it builds an elaborate root system. To a passerby looking at the ground, nothing is happening. The surface looks dead, stagnant, and empty.
But the tree knows a fundamental law of nature. Without depth, height is a death sentence. If a tree grows its branches too fast without securing its roots, the first major storm will rip it out of the ground. Most people in modern society are trying to grow branches without roots. They buy things they cannot afford to impress people they do not like. They post their minor victories on social media, begging for a digital pat on the back. They feed their egos while their foundations crumble.
When you choose to disappear, you are choosing to stop building superficial branches. You are entering the soil. You are telling the world, forget about me for a moment. I have work to do in the dark. This is what the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius did when he retreated into his own mind during times of plague and war. He called it finding his inner citadel, a place of absolute quiet where no external chaos could touch him. When you disappear, you stop wasting your life force on the temporary opinions of ordinary people, and you start investing it into the only asset that matters, your character. But entering the dark is only the first step. To survive it, you must understand the psychological transition that happens when you cut off the noise, which brings us to the danger of the valley.
Chapter 2. The fire that consumes the wind.
When you first announce your withdrawal, or simply stop answering the low-value phone calls, invitations to gossip, and late-night distractions, the world will react. Friends will call you distant. Society will label you an outcast. Your own mind will scream for the quick dopamine hits it used to receive from scrolling through social media or seeking approval. This is the testing phase. And to survive it, you must change your relationship with resistance.
Think of a fragile, small campfire. If a sudden gust of wind blows against it, or if you toss a heavy log onto it, the fire is immediately extinguished. It is too weak to handle resistance. But look at a massive, raging wildfire. When a violent wind blows against a wildfire, the fire doesn't die. It consumes the wind. The oxygen fuels it. If you throw a massive log into a wildfire, it doesn't smother the flame. It becomes fuel that makes the fire hotter and more destructive. The wise man does not pray for an easy life devoid of headwinds. He becomes the wildfire. When you enter a period of isolation, every urge to quit, every insult from a critic, and every moment of profound loneliness must be treated as dry wood thrown into your internal furnace. Are you a campfire that suffocates under pressure, or are you a wildfire that uses the storm to burn brighter? By cutting off the cheap validation of the crowd, you force your mind to rely on its own heat. You stop looking outward for motivation because you have built an internal engine fueled by discipline. But to keep this fire burning without burning yourself out, you must apply the strict rules of the craftsman.
Chapter 3: The 3 Inviolate Rules of Isolation.
Disappearing is not about hiding in your room, playing video games, and escaping reality. That is not isolation. That is cowardice. True strategic disappearance requires a strict framework. It is a period of intense, focused execution. To make your period of disappearance successful, you must establish 3 inviolate rules.
Rule number 1: absolute digital minimalism. You must aggressively gatekeep your attention. If you are consuming the thoughts, lifestyles, and drama of strangers for hours a day, your mind is not your own. It is a trash can for society's garbage. Limit your inputs, delete the apps that drain your focus, and protect your mental clarity as if your life depends on it, because it does. Rule number 2: the daily sacrifice. You cannot build a statue without chipping away the excess marble. Every single day of your isolation, you must consciously sacrifice comfort for competence. Whether it is waking up before dawn, enduring physical discomfort through training, or working on your business when your brain pleads for rest, you must pay the price of admission daily.
Rule number 3: radical anonymity. Do not talk about what you are doing. Do not make a post announcing your monk mode. The moment you tell someone your goals, your brain releases a premature dose of dopamine, tricking you into feeling like you've already achieved the victory. Kill the desire for early praise. Work in such absolute silence that the people around you have to guess what you are doing. When you master these 3 rules, something strange begins to happen to your psychology. You stop being a spectator in life, and you become the director. But as you climb higher in this isolation, you will encounter the most dangerous enemy of all, the echo of the valley.
Chapter 4: Becoming the Mountain.
The greatest test of your isolation will not be the hard work. It will be the silence. When you step away from the crowd, the constant noise that used to drown out your insecurities disappears. Suddenly, you are left alone with your own thoughts, your past failures, and your deepest fears. This is the moment most people run back to the crowd. They cannot handle the mirror of solitude. But the Stoic path demands that you stand firm, like a mountain. If a fool stands at the base of a massive mountain and screams insults at the stone, does the mountain shake? Does the peak bow down to argue? Does it change its shape to please the critic? No. The mountain remains completely unmoved, silent, and majestic. It simply allows the noise to echo through the empty valley until the sound dies out on its own. When you disappear to build your life, you must treat the opinions, doubts, and criticisms of others exactly like that echo. Let them talk. Let them wonder where you went. Let them mock your lack of a social life. If you lower yourself to respond or argue, you become as small as their words. If you remain still, their negativity simply bounces off you and returns to ruin them. True emotional freedom is not the absence of critics. It is the absolute indifference to them. And once you reach this level of detachment, you are finally ready for the final phase, the return.
Chapter 5: The Return of the Sovereign.
6 months of absolute focus. 6 months of no excuses, no cheap validation, and no compromises. When you finally step out of the shadows, you will not be the same person who entered them. While others spent those months chasing temporary pleasures, gossiping, and running in circles, you were underground, building an unbreakable foundation. You will speak with more authority. You will move with absolute clarity. Your presence will carry the weight of a man who conquered his own mind when no one was watching. You didn't just survive the dark, you mastered it. Stop begging for a place at tables where you are not respected. Step away from the noise. Pick up your chisel, step into your workshop, and close the door. Your time to rise is coming, but first, you must have the courage to disappear. This is the way of the wise.